Night shift in a hospital is its own kind of horror story. The halls are half lit, the machines whisper, and everyone pretends they don't hear death pacing just out of sight. In tonight's video, we're diving into an original story called The Harbinger. It follows a night nurse who starts seeing something no one else can. A silent, winged figure that appears at certain bedsides and never seems to leave alone. This is a story about burnout, mortality, and what happens when you stop treating death as an abstract idea and start treating it like a coworker who always shows up before the worst moments. It pushes into obsession, visions of possible endings, and the question of whether knowing too much about your own fate is a blessing or a slow-motion curse. Turn the lights down, picture a quiet hospital corridor at 3 a.m., and ask yourself, if you could see what was coming, would you really want to? This is The Harbinger.
The night shift at St. Vincent's Hospital is a symphony of quiet desperation. My shoes squeak against the linoleum floors as I navigate the dimly lit corridors. The fluorescent lights flicker sporadically, casting eerie shadows that dance along the walls. The hospital at night has a life of its own, one that's both haunting and oddly comforting in its predictability. I've been a nurse here for 5 years, and in that time, I've seen more death than I care to admit. It's a job that demands compassion and resilience, but it's also one that chips away at your soul, piece by piece. As I pass by the rooms, I hear the familiar sounds of beeping monitors, the occasional cough, and the soft murmur of patients in varying states of consciousness. Death lurks in these halls, a constant companion to the living. Tonight, something feels different. There's a heaviness in the air, a palpable sense of foreboding that sets my nerves on edge. I try to shake it off as I push open the door to Mr. Thompson's room. He's a terminal cancer patient, one of the many souls I've grown attached to over the months. "Hey, Mr. Thompson," I say softly, checking his vitals and adjusting his IV drip. "How are we feeling tonight?" He looks at me with eyes that are both weary and knowing.
"Ready for the next adventure, Nurse Sarah,"
he says with a weak smile.
"But I'm still here, aren't I?"
I chuckle, trying to keep the mood light. "You sure are, and we're not ready to let you go just yet."
As I turn to leave, I catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye. A pale figure with large, shadowy wings standing at the foot of Mr. Thompson's bed. My heart skips a beat, and I blink rapidly, but the figure is gone. I shake my head, chalking it up to fatigue. These night shifts can play tricks on the mind.
But as I continue my rounds, the image of that figure lingers, an unsettling presence that I can't quite shake. The hospital is a second home to me, but it's a home filled with ghosts. The patients, the ones who don't make it, they never really leave. Their memories linger in the empty beds, in the hushed conversations of the staff, in the sterile scent of antiseptic that permeates everything. I've always been driven by a desire to help, to ease suffering where I can. It's what led me to nursing in the first place, a calling I couldn't ignore after watching my mother wither away from illness when I was just a teenager. That experience left a mark on me, one that fuels my compassion, but also my fear of death. Most nights, my colleagues and I maintain a professional distance. We joke and share stories, but there's an unspoken rule to keep the heavier stuff to ourselves. Dr. Emily is one of the few I consider a friend. She's a no-nonsense type, with a sharp wit.
"Sarah, you look like you've seen a ghost,"
she says one night as we grab a quick coffee break in the staff lounge. I force a laugh. Maybe I have. The hospital's full of them, you know. Emily raises an eyebrow.
"Care to elaborate?"
I hesitate, not sure if I'm ready to share what I saw, or think I saw. Just been seeing things lately. Shadows, figures that disappear when I look directly at them. She nods, taking a sip of her coffee.
"Stress can do that. This job, it takes a toll. Sometimes I think the real horror isn't death, but what it leaves behind in the living."
Her words strike a chord, resonating in a way I can't quite explain. I shrug it off with a nonchalant smile, but the seed of doubt has been planted. Emily's words echo in my mind as I make my way back to the ward.
The real horror isn't death, but what it leaves behind in the living.
I mull over the idea, trying to make sense of the unsettling feeling that's been growing inside me. Death is a constant presence here, a grim reaper lurking in the shadows. But what about the toll it takes on those of us left behind? The nurses, the doctors, the families, we're all scarred in some way. As I pass by Mrs. Johnson's room, I hear her labored breathing, the sound of life clinging to the edge. She's been here for weeks, her condition deteriorating with each passing day. I pause, watching her for a moment, and the weight of my own mortality presses down on me. It's a strange thing, this line of work. We're surrounded by death, yet we're expected to be pillars of strength, unwavering in the face of the inevitable. But Emily's words make me wonder, are we really coping? Or are we just pretending? What does it mean to truly face death, not just in our patients, but in ourselves? The night grows darker, the hospital quieter. I'm making my rounds again, trying to shake off the lingering unease. When I reach Mr. Thompson's room, I stop dead in my tracks. The figure is back, standing at the foot of his bed, wings unfurled in a silent, ghostly embrace. This time, I don't blink. I don't look away. I step closer, my heart pounding in my chest. The figure is pale, almost translucent, with eyes that seem to bore into my soul. It doesn't move, doesn't speak, just stands there, an otherworldly sentinel. "Who are you?" I whisper, my voice trembling. The figure remains silent, but in that silence, I feel a cold, creeping dread. Mr. Thompson stirs, his eyes fluttering open. He looks at the figure, then at me, and a sad smile crosses his lips.
It's time, isn't it?
He murmurs, his voice weak but resigned. I don't know what to say, how to respond. The figure doesn't answer, but I know the truth. Mr. Thompson's time is up. Frozen as he takes his final breath, the beeping of the monitor fading into a flat line. When I finally tear my eyes away from the bed, the figure is gone. I'm left standing in the room, the weight of what I've seen pressing down on me like a physical force. I stumble out into the hallway, my mind racing. This isn't just stress or fatigue, this is something real, something I can't ignore. The next few nights are a blur. I see the figure again and again, visiting different patients, each one dying shortly after. It's like a macabre dance, a ritual that I'm helpless to stop. I try to rationalize it, to tell myself it's all in my head, but the pattern is undeniable. I start documenting everything in a journal, dates, times, descriptions of the figure. I even sketch its haunting visage, trying to capture the chilling presence that haunts my every waking moment. The more I write, the more obsessed I become, my life consumed by this dark specter. Emily notices the change in me.
Sarah, you're looking worse every day. Are you sure you're okay?
I force a smile, but it doesn't reach my eyes. Just tired. These night shifts are brutal. She doesn't buy it.
You're not sleeping, are you? Whatever's going on, you need to talk about it. Bottling it up won't help.
I want to tell her, to share the burden, but I'm afraid she'll think I'm losing my mind. Instead, I shrug it off. I'll be fine. Just need to get through this week. Emily gives me a long, searching look.
You know where to find me if you need to talk.
As she walks away, I feel a pang of guilt. She's right. I'm not okay. But how can I explain what I've been seeing? How can I make sense of the impossible? That night, as I lay in bed, my mind racing, I make a decision. I can't keep running from this. I need answers. I need to confront the Harbinger and understand what it wants. My heart pounds with a mix of fear and determination. Tomorrow night, I'll follow the figure, no matter where it leads. I have to know the truth, even if it means facing my own darkest fears. The hospital is eerily quiet as I make my way through the halls, my footsteps echoing in the stillness. My hands are clammy, my pulse quickening with each step. I've decided to confront the Harbinger, to follow it, and demand answers. It's a decision that fills me with dread, but I can't keep living in this state of constant fear and uncertainty. I reach Mr. Thompson's room, now occupied by another patient, and my heart sinks. The figure is there, just as I expected, standing at the foot of the bed, its wings casting long, ominous shadows. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for what's to come. "Who are you?" I whisper, stepping closer. "What do you want?" The figure turns to me, its eyes like dark, bottomless pits. It doesn't speak, but I feel its presence, its intent. It's not here to harm, but to escort, to guide souls to their final destination. I shiver, the reality of it sinking in. "Why can I see you?" I ask, my voice trembling. "Why me?" The figure remains silent, but in its gaze I sense an invitation, a challenge. It wants me to follow, to see what lies beyond the veil. My heart races, fear clawing at my throat, but I know I can't turn back now. I have to see this through. I follow the figure down the corridor, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. As we pass by the rooms, I see patients in various stages of life and death, their faces etched with pain, hope, and resignation. The hospital, a place of healing, is also a gateway to the unknown. The figure leads me to an unused wing of the hospital, a place I've rarely ventured. The air is thick with dust, the lights dim and flickering. It feels like stepping into another world, one where the line between life and death is blurred. We stop at a door, and the figure gestures for me to enter. My heart pounds in my chest as I push it open, stepping into a room bathed in an ethereal glow. In the center of the room stands a mirror, its surface rippling like water. The figure steps aside, allowing me to approach. I look into the mirror, and my breath catches in my throat. Reflected back at me are scenes of my own death, each one more gruesome than the last. I see myself in a car crash, drowning, succumbing to illness, an endless loop of possibilities, each one more terrifying than the last. I stumble back, my mind reeling. What is this? Why are you showing me this? The figure steps forward, its gaze intense. In that moment, I understand. My future isn't set, but shaped by my actions. The visions are a warning, a glimpse into the many paths my life could take. It's a revelation that's both empowering and paralyzing. I collapse to my knees, tears streaming down my face. The figure places a hand on my shoulder, its touch cold but strangely comforting.
"Your fate is not sealed,"
it seems to say.
"You have the power to change it."
As the figure fades into the shadows, I'm left alone in the room, the weight of what I've seen pressing down on me. My future is a dark, twisted maze, one that I must navigate with caution. The visions haunt me, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the inevitability of death. The next day, I find Emily in the staff lounge, her face lighting up when she sees me.
Sarah, you look like hell. What happened?
I take a deep breath, my hands shaking. I need to talk to you. It's about what I've been seeing. Emily listens intently as I recount my encounters with the Harbinger, the visions of my own death, and the crushing weight of uncertainty that now hangs over me. Her expression shifts from concern to disbelief to a kind of wary acceptance.
You're not crazy,
She says finally, her voice steady.
but you're dealing with something way beyond our understanding.
I nod, feeling a sense of relief wash over me. I just don't know what to do. Every choice I make feels like it could lead to my death. Emily leans forward, her eyes intense.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe you're being given a chance to live differently, to face your fears head on.
Her words resonate with me, echoing the Harbinger's silent message. The real horror isn't death, but what it leaves behind in the living. It's a truth I'm only beginning to grasp, one that challenges me to find meaning in the midst of fear. The nights blur together as I continue my work at the hospital, but now there's a new urgency to everything I do. I keep my journal close, documenting every encounter with the Harbinger, every new vision of my potential demise. The figure appears almost nightly, its presence a constant reminder of the thin line between life and death. I joke with the janitor about how the hospital is haunted, and he responds with a deadpan,
"The ghosts are the least of our worries, Sarah. Try dealing with the administration."
My interactions with patients take on a new depth. I find myself spending more time with them, listening to their stories, offering what comfort I can. Each encounter is a reminder of the preciousness of life, the fleeting nature of our existence. One night, I sit with Mrs. Johnson, holding her frail hand as she drifts in and out of consciousness.
"You're a good nurse, Sarah,"
She murmurs, her voice barely a whisper.
"Don't let fear steal your kindness."
Her words strike a chord, and I squeeze her hand, blinking back tears. I won't, Mrs. Johnson. I promise. The figure appears at her bedside, its wings folded around her like a shroud. I watch in silence as she takes her final breath, a sense of peace settling over her. The Harbinger meets my gaze, and for a moment I feel a strange connection, a shared understanding of our roles in this dance of life and death. Nights later, in a pivotal confrontation, I finally gather the courage to speak to the Harbinger. It's a quiet night, the hospital shrouded in an eerie calm. I follow the figure to the unused wing, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. "Who are you?" I demand, my voice echoing in the empty corridor. "What do you want from me?" The figure turns, its eyes like dark, bottomless pits. It doesn't speak, but in that silence I feel a cold, creeping dread. It raises a hand, and the room around us shifts, transforming into the ethereal chamber with the rippling mirror. I step forward, my reflection distorted in the mirror's surface. As I stare, the glass clears, and I'm shown the first vision. I'm driving home from a late shift, rain pounding against the windshield. The wipers struggle to keep up, smearing water and creating a distorted view of the road ahead. Suddenly, a truck swerves into my lane, its headlights blinding me. There's a screech of tires, the crunch of metal, and then nothing but darkness. I see my broken body, lifeless behind the wheel, blood mingling with the rain on the cracked glass. I gasp, stumbling back, but the mirror pulls me in again, showing another vision. This time, I'm in my apartment, standing on a chair to change a light bulb. The chair wobbles and I lose my balance. I fall, the world spinning around me, and I land hard on the corner of my coffee table. The impact snaps my neck with a sickening crack. My body lies twisted on the floor, eyes staring blankly at the ceiling, the light bulb still clutched in my hand. I shudder, my heart racing, but the visions don't stop. The mirror reveals another potential death. I'm swimming in the ocean, the water cool and refreshing against my skin. I venture too far from the shore, caught in a powerful current. Panic sets in as I struggle to swim back, but the current is too strong. I'm pulled under, the salty water filling my lungs as I thrash helplessly. The world fades to a murky green as I drown, my last sight, the dark abyss swallowing me whole. Tears stream down my face, but the mirror continues its relentless assault, showing yet another vision. I'm in the hospital, working a night shift. A patient, delusional and violent, attacks me with a scalpel. The blade slices through my flesh, blood pouring from the wounds. I fall to the floor, my vision dimming as I bleed out, the sterile white walls of the hospital stained red with my blood. Each vision is more gruesome than the last, each death a stark reminder of my mortality. The mirror's surface ripples again, revealing the final vision. I'm old and frail, confined to a hospital bed. My body is ravaged by disease, my mind a shadow of what it once was. I'm alone, surrounded by beeping machines and sterile walls. The nurses and doctors are faceless, indifferent to my suffering. I take my last breath, the sound of the monitor flatlining echoing in the empty room. The Harbinger stands at the foot of my bed, its dark eyes watching as I slip away into the void. I collapse to my knees, tears streaming down my face. The figure places a hand on my shoulder, its touch cold but strangely comforting.
Your fate is not sealed,
it seems to say.
You have the power to change it.
As the figure fades into the shadows, I'm left alone in the room, the weight of what I've seen pressing down on me. My future is a dark, twisted maze, one that I must navigate with caution. The visions haunt me, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the inevitability of death. Doubt and fear begin to engulf me. Every decision feels fraught with danger, every step a potential misstep leading to one of the gruesome fates I've seen in the mirror. My colleagues notice the change in me, their concern growing with each passing day. Emily pulls me aside one evening, her expression serious.
Sarah, you're scaring me. You need to get some help.
I shake my head, the weight of my secrets pressing down on me. I can't. You wouldn't understand. She grips my shoulders, her eyes searching mine.
Try me. You're not alone in this.
I want to believe her, but the fear is too great, the vision's too vivid. I pull away, retreating into my shell of paranoia and dread. The once clear path of my life disintegrates into chaos and uncertainty, each choice a potential death sentence. The Harbinger appears more frequently, its presence a constant reminder of the looming threat. I start to see it not just at the hospital, but in my dreams, in the shadows of my apartment, even in the faces of strangers on the street. It's everywhere, an omnipresent specter haunting my every waking moment. I reach a breaking point one night, the weight of my fear and paranoia finally crushing me. I experience a vision where I'm older, isolated, and consumed by fear. The Harbinger appears, whispering that some fates are worse than death itself. The vision signifies the death of my hope, the realization that my obsession with avoiding death has left my life meaningless and devoid of connection. I collapse onto my bed, tears streaming down my face. The room around me feels like a prison, the shadows closing in. The dreams I once had, the life I envisioned, they're all gone, replaced by a relentless fear of the unknown. The Harbinger's presence is a constant reminder of my impending doom, and I can't escape it. I've lost everything, my sense of purpose, my peace of mind, even my connections with others. The weight of it all is too much to bear. I spiral into hopelessness, feeling utterly defeated and isolated. I contemplate quitting my job, believing I can't escape the specter of death that haunts me. The hospital, once a place of healing, now feels like a prison, its walls closing in around me. I sit alone in the staff lounge, the echoes of laughter and conversation from my colleagues feeling distant and hollow. Emily sits down beside me, her expression a mix of concern and determination.
Sarah, you can't keep going like this. You need to talk to someone to find a way to cope.
I shake my head, my voice barely a whisper. It's too late. I've seen too much. Emily takes my hand, her grip firm.
It's never too late. You're stronger than you think.
Her words are a lifeline, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. But the weight of my fears is too great, and I can't shake the sense of impending doom that hangs over me. The Harbinger's presence is a constant reminder that death is always near, and I can't escape its grasp. Emily's words linger in my mind as I make my way through the hospital, her voice a beacon of hope in the darkness. She's right. I can't keep living in fear. I need to find a way to confront my demons, to face the uncertainty of life and death head-on. The Harbinger appears again that night, its presence a familiar, chilling sight, but this time I'm not afraid. I follow it to the unused wing, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. "Why me?" I ask, my voice steady. "Why can I see you?" The figure remains silent, but in its gaze I sense an invitation, a challenge. It wants me to face my fears, to embrace the uncertainty of life and death. I nod, a sense of resolve settling over me. I'll confront my fate, whatever it may be. I accept that death is inevitable, but I choose to focus on the present and the impact I can have on my patients' lives. The Harbinger continues to appear, but I now view it as a reminder of the preciousness of life. My interactions with patients and colleagues improve, infused with a dark humor that acknowledges the absurdity of my situation, but also the resilience of the human spirit. I joke with the janitor about the ghosts, and he responds with a wry smile.
Guess we're all just passing through, huh?
I spend more time with my patients, listening to their stories, offering what comfort I can. Each encounter is a reminder of the fleeting nature of life, the importance of living fully despite the fear of death. One night, I sit with Mrs. Johnson, holding her frail hand as she drifts in and out of consciousness.
"You're a good nurse, Sarah,"
she murmurs, her voice barely a whisper.
"Don't let fear steal your kindness."
Her words strike a chord, and I squeeze her hand, blinking back tears. "I won't, Mrs. Johnson. I promise." It's a promise I don't know if I can keep. The figure appears at her bedside, its wings folded around her like a shroud. I watch in silence as she takes her final breath, a sense of peace settling over her. The Harbinger meets my gaze, and for a moment I feel a strange connection, a shared understanding of our roles in this dance of life and death. Night after night, I continue to do my job. The more I do it, the more the nights seem to bleed into one another. I stand in the dimly lit corridor, the flickering lights casting erratic shadows across the walls. The hospital's eerie quietness wraps around me like a shroud, and the chill of the night seeps into my bones. My expression is a mask of determination, but beneath it lies a roiling sea of dread and uncertainty. The Harbinger's presence is a constant weight on my shoulders, a shadow that never truly leaves. Even as I try to focus on my work, on the lives I can still touch, its dark eyes haunt me. Each night, the visions of my potential deaths play out in my mind, a relentless loop that leaves me questioning every decision, every step I take. I pass by the rooms, glancing at the patients who are unaware of the silent specter that watches over them. The humor that once served as my coping mechanism now feels like a brittle facade, barely holding together under the strain of my fear. I make a joke to the janitor about the ghosts, but his hollow laughter only amplifies the emptiness I feel inside. As I reach the end of the corridor, I see the Harbinger standing in the shadows, its wings unfurled in a silent, ominous display. It's waiting for me, a reminder that no matter how hard I try to live fully, death is always just a step behind. The vision of my older, isolated self flashes before my eyes, and I can't shake the feeling that I'm already on that path. The Harbinger is a silent companion, a constant reminder of the fragility of existence. I take a deep breath, the cold air filling my lungs, and step forward, not knowing if I'm walking towards my fate or merely delaying the inevitable. As the corridor stretches out before me, the lights flickering in and out, I can't help but wonder if my choices matter at all. The shadows close in, and the sense of dread deepens. Am I truly facing my fears, or am I already lost to them?
That was the Harbinger, a reminder that death isn't always a jump scare. Sometimes it's a presence at the end of the bed, a shadow in the doorway, or a thought you can't unthink once you've let it in. Whether you read this as a supernatural, psychological, or somewhere in between, it leaves one question hanging. If you spend your whole life trying not to die, are you actually living? If you enjoyed this video and want more original horror stories like this, you can subscribe, drop a like, and tell me in the comments how you interpreted that final corridor, acceptance, surrender, or something in between. Thanks for watching, and if you work nights or ever find yourself alone in a hospital hallway, try not to look too closely at who's standing at the foot of the bed.